Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about the Hyundai Palisade, at least my Hyundai Palisade. It's a 2024 calligraphy model. It is not the night edition, but it is the top tier calligraphy uh, trim for Hyundai Palisades. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of comparison to the newer generation that's coming out, which I think is going to be the 2026 model, and a little bit of comparison to the Santa Fe, which was one of the options that I had before I bought this one. I want to talk about the engine. I want to talk about the quality inside. What are my favorite features on this vehicle? What I use it for most, and am I happy with my purchase, which is going to kind of cover everything else. So first off, let's talk about the V6 engine in this car. The V6 engine, there's a lot of rumors, a lot of word on the Hyundai Palisade forums, online, Facebook groups, that this engine does a lot of oil consumption. Now, I haven't really experienced that on my own. I did a recent oil change on my own, and the amount of oil that came out seemed right. This car does have a low oil indicator. Um, the issue seems to be that they're going through quarts of oil and they have to top off the oil on the car, and then a lot of issues with the valves and gunking up. People putting oil catch cans on the engines, so that way that doesn't happen. You see this car, the way the system is built, the oil kind of seeds or sits on the valves, and blah 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 blah. It might cause the engine to fail earlier than it should. Now, I haven't really had any issues with my engine. I did install the oil catch can just to be cautious about things, because this, even though it is not a super expensive vehicle, to me it kind of is. So with that, if you really have worries about the V6 engine and you have seen those, just be aware that that's out there. But I haven't really had that issue with my car, knock on wood or fake wood, and I haven't really had any other issues with this car. Right now, I have 11,684 miles on it, and knock on wood or fake wood again, I haven't really had any issues with it. Engine, transmission, anything wise. Speaking of transmissions, one thing that I really don't like about this car, and I thought I did because I had it on my my Honda CRV, is this transmission selector. Every time I press the buttons, like sometimes it registers, sometimes it doesn't. That drives me mad. I wish that they had like a little physical, you could move up and down kind of toggle if they're going to keep it digital like this, or by buttons, instead of having that lever. And another thing that I freaking hate is this auto start off and on that this car provides. My old Hyundai Santa Cruz did not have that, and this car, when I went to get it, I regretted seeing it on the car, because I was like, man, that's kind of like a deal breaker for me. But I've grown to just hit that every time I get in the car. I push that on, I turn that off, and I really haven't really had an issue with it, other than it just bothers me every time I have to push it on there. To me, it's just kind of stupid, honestly, as all talking about like fuel savings. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do much. The government just trying to mess with your car. Another point of failure for a starter, and I really don't like it. Like, I get that hybrids do that, but then again, hybrids don't start the engine every time you hit the gas. They do when the car is already in movement. Every time you hit a stoplight, the car turns off, the AC kind of goes down on, and it's just stupid. Honestly, I wish they'd take that off. Another thing that I don't like, right? Talking about comforts, it's that there is no wireless CarPlay on this generation. Now, I would say that the new generation should have CarPlay or wireless CarPlay, but you do not get wireless CarPlay with this generation. You do have to install this dongle, put it in there, and then you could get wireless. Other than that, you have to have wired connection to this car, which is kind of crazy for the price point, considering that my Santa Cruz had wireless CarPlay. and that was like the bottom trim, like the entry trim had that going for it. Other than that, I love this car. There's a lot to like about it. Price point, I think that Hyundai, if they do come out when this with this new Palisade with that 2.5 turbo engine, and hybrid systems that I think they're gonna have on those cars, uh, I think that the buyers are gonna be hesitant to kind of upgrade or trade in their this generation of Palisade just because of the V6. Now, I haven't really driven a new Palisade because they're not out yet here, but I did drive the Santa Cruz or the Santa Fe with the 2.5 turbo. It does feel good. It does feel like a good engine. It just it's just a four cylinder. Like you could feel the difference when you press the gas on this car compared to the 2.5 on that Santa Fe. And it makes me think that having a Hyundai Palisade, a bit of a bigger car, how that engine is going to handle all that weight, and especially having a family in there and the stress that you're going to put on that engine because you're demanding more out of a smaller engine, right? And it's turbocharged, and it's just the reliability long term on those cars. I don't know how that's going to be, especially with the already V6 having those known issues that are like oil consumption wise. uh, I know that my old Santa Cruz, I say old, but it was 2023. There were a lot of people complaining about the transmissions having issues, the dual clutch transmissions having issues, and I don't know if that transmission is going to make its way into the Palisade, and if it does, is it going to have those issues already cleared? Is this already going to continue? So there's a lot of things to think about when you're going to get that new generation uh, Hyundai Palisade. And think about it like this: like every new generation has its like quirks and its bugs, right? So it takes at least 2 years for all those to get ironed out. So if you're really going to be an early adopter of that new generation Hyundai Palisade, and it's now going to have a new drivetrain, there's a lot of new things that are going to be in that vehicle. Do you really want to be the test subject for the Hyundai Palisade, the new ones that are come out? There's a lot to like with this generation that is right now, that I don't know if it's even worth to consider getting the new generation just yet. Now, I'm not saying not to get it. Obviously, there are going to be people that are going to get it, but is it worth, you know, the jump to that tier? Now, addressing some of the things that I like about this car, and that is everything in the heads up display. Like you can see right there, the heads up display, to the gauge cluster, to how responsive it's the system is. As you can see right here, is just super responsive. I like not this. I like everything else here. You have heated, cool seats, heated steering wheel, the surround view monitor. Whenever your car is parked, you could um, request a surround view of your vehicle to see where it's at. The wireless charging right here, I love that. The cups, I've seen people break this. Just be gentle with your car. Like those things rubbing here, you're gonna have those issues. The seats are super comfortable. The leather, I love. There's already cracking, you can see right there, but that is the leather settling in. I love this right here where you could, like turn on that camera. Everything here is cool, like the sunroof, the panel back there, the room, when you're sitting back there, you really have a lot of room. My daughter loves it. Uh, the controls that you have here, you could have heated and cool seats back here. You could set your own temperature. The rear seats back there for the third row have heated seats. Uh, Everything in this car, the headliner, how soft it is. I love it. I love it. I like it. I think that Hyundai did a good job with this generation. So these are my last thoughts on this car, and if you should get it. I've had Previously, I had a Hyundai Santa Cruz, which was the pickup truck from Hyundai, and I didn't have any issues with that car at all. I had a Honda CRV. I had a 4Runner, 2021 4Runner. I had a 2016 Highlander. I have that Solera that you saw right in front. What else have I had? I've had a lot of vehicles that you might see here in my channel if you go back in time. Out of all those vehicles that I've had, I think that I've had this Hyundai Palisade by far outdoes all of them. I like this car. If you could get past the point where it's, a Hyundai, because a lot of people see that it's a Hyundai and they think that it's cheap. It's really not cheap. It really feels like a luxury vehicle. And, I have had many passengers sit here and say what a wonderful car it is and how it looks and how it feels. They kind of not believe that it is a Hyundai and that it is not like a Mercedes or a Lexus. So those are my thoughts. I think that if you are looking into the market of getting a Hyundai Palisade, even the Telluride, I would consider getting the Hyundai just because I don't know. I don't know what it is with the Telluride that I don't like. But the Hyundai kind of fits everything that I wanted. It has more than what I wanted. It has things that I didn't even know that I wanted. This thing kind of basically drives itself in the highway with the highway driving assist. Uh, it does kind of every so often ask you to move the steering wheel, but other than that, this thing drives itself. It gives you like this surround view on the heads up display if you have cars that are around you, kind of like Tesla does. Uh, there's a lot of safety features here, and at night, this whole cabin looks really cool with all the lighting and all the stuff that it has. And for the price point, I think like if you were gonna get things that this car has on another brand, you might be paying more for what you get here. And I don't know why you should pay for all of that more than what you are paying for this on another brand if you could get it here for cheaper and it feels great and it feels good. Like there's nothing here that seems to be out of place, um, at least in this trim, the calligraphy. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section if you have had experience with this car, if you have it, if you're thinking about getting it, if you're kind of hesitant on getting it because of the new generation that's coming. Let me know your comments. Let me know what you're thinking, and I will answer your questions if I can. Uh, I like interacting with you guys. That's why I make these videos. Let me know what you guys think. If you were going to get this car, man, I wish I knew that there was this emerald color, which is kind of like a greenish black color. That one is like the best color I think this car has. But black is also great, and especially for what I do, which I do Uber, and I try to get money that way. I try to keep myself busy working as much as I can. But this car is awesome. I love it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Thumbs up if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, don't give me a thumbs down. Just let me know in the comment section what you guys think. I will make this my 10,000 mile update video also. So I will try to make another video at 20,000 miles. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.